Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Jazakumullahu khair for tuning in to another episode of Ridwanullah TV. I'm your host and motivator, Hussein Muhammad, working to help you maximize your life in this dunya and in the akhirah by the grace, will, and for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Jazakumullahu khair. In today's episode, inshallah, we'll be talking about a topic that a lot of people think about, a lot of people have a lot of issues around, a lot of bliss around, and that is the family. When individuals have either are part of a family for sure or are responsible for a family, it's going to be a situation where there's a lot of pain, and a lot of pleasure, just depending on the season of life that you're in. So before I get into that, I wanted to share just a few things with you about the family and to, in essence, how to be a good family man or a family member or a family leader by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what I was thinking about is, there's a lot of different topics in my mind. There's a lot of different subjects in my mind, particularly what I mentioned in the previous video about the 7 areas of your life. So, just to kind of recap it, the first one is your soul, what's within you. And there's a lot of components around that. The second thing is your body, the physical form. And then the third one is your belongings, whatever you're wearing, whatever you have. Then the fourth one is your wealth, your income, your net worth, your work, things along those lines. And then the fifth one is the family, and that is your spouse and children, your parents and siblings, your grandparents, aunts and uncles and cousins, and the in-laws, so forth and so on. And then the sixth one is the ummah. And then the seventh category of life is adventure. Trying out new things, retreats, social gatherings, travel, fun, whatever else you want to call it. So I was thinking about my content strategy a lot. How can I deliver most value to you without confusing you with all the different categories and all the different topics? What I thought about is, inshallah, I don't know if it'll work or not, but I will give it a shot and see and explore with it and experiment with it. I thought about it. There are 7 days and there are 7 areas of life. So each day that goes by, inshallah, what I'll try to do is do a vlog on the different area of life and what I think about it, what I'm doing to maximize it. And inshallah, hopefully I can find some individuals to interview that are role models for me and you to maximize that area of life, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So hopefully that is clear and there's not a lot of confusion, but as we go along, inshallah, hopefully that will be clear. I'm just going to be sharing with you a lot of my thoughts and my feelings about family, especially for entrepreneurs, leaders, managers, investors, and the Islamic version of those, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, as employees, employers, so forth and so on. There's a lot to be said about that. But in particular, what is a family, right? For me, I like to define something first before I get into the details of it. Family, in essence, is the blood relations within individuals that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created. So that is a family. It's the blood relationships or the relationship that are not blood but have become family from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger. That is what I consider to be a family, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So with that being said, I know there's situations that come up where family becomes strangers and strangers become family. It's just the reality of life, and it's crazy to me that individuals that I grew up with that I consider to be family and still consider to be family, still love them, but with the same token, that have become strangers. And within the same token, individuals that I thought were strangers have dealt with as strangers. As the time flew by, subhanallah, they have become family either by blood or just by relation. And it's a challenging situation whenever you talk about family, because there's a lot of junk that goes in the family relationships, and a lot of things that really have to be put in perspective. And for me, my biggest challenge right now is, as I'm working to get myself financially stable and financially able to put more finances and more time in terms of resources and resourcefulness, not only in myself, but also all of my loved ones. The challenging part comes when an emergency happens or a situation where money or time is needed, and I lack both in one way or the other. So I really was thinking about it. You know what I mean? If you don't have the money, for sure you have if you don't have the resources, for sure you have the resourcefulness. If you don't have the money, for sure you have the time and the energy and the effort. So, just because someone asks you for money within the family and you don't have it, you don't have to feel bad about yourself. You don't have to think that you're a bad person. You don't have to think about all these things. So there's a lot of personal stories that I can get into, but since this is just the beginning, I wanted to keep it as an introduction. Figure out ways to help you maximize your life. Inshallah, this Ridwanullah TV channel, as you guys can see, is growing every moment. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. We went from, about 0, right, to stagnated at about 70. And Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, we are about 120 plus Ridwanullah maximizers subscribing to this YouTube channel. So Jazakumullahu khair to everybody who's following this channel, who's following my work, and who's supporting the hustle and the grind every single day. I really want you guys to work on yourself harder than you work on anything or anyone else every single day, every single moment that you get, every single time that you wake up, by the grace, will, and for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I had a coaching opportunity with one of my close friends who was having, marital issues. And there's a lot of my friends who have marital issues that I coach. I'm not going to name any specific individuals for respect of privacy, but I will tell you the main lesson that we've learned in that particular session that we had. The biggest lesson that I've learned from that was, when it comes to a husband and wife, when it comes to marriage, when it comes to any relationship for that matter, but particularly the subject was marriage, husband and wife, you newly married couple. And what I realized was what was burdening my friend was that he thought he had to put his wife's happiness over his own happiness. And that was the biggest burden on him. So what I hope that he took away, and what I really took away from that conversation, was you should put your happiness first before your spouse. So if someone is not happy, you cannot make anyone else happy. That's just the truth and the reality of the matter. If you are happy, you can make others happy. So those are just some of the thoughts that I had around that, and I wanted to share with you some of the beneficial knowledge that I've gained from studying and interacting and living life. So that's what I hope that you could take away, is whatever bits and pieces that I'm giving you. It's going to be Family Fridays every Friday, inshallah. If you know what I mean, if it's still a good strategy for me, if you guys are deriving a lot of value from, I'll be delivering that bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Day by day, I'll be delivering content bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And if I'm going to be in a different location where internet connection or something like that is going to be very difficult, you guys are going to have to excuse me, and inshallah I'll try to post the next day on the particular topic for that day. So just to recap, inshallah I'll try to do a post every day. Soul Mondays, Body Tuesdays, belongings Wednesdays, wealth Thursdays, family Fridays, Ummah Saturdays, and adventure Sundays, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And hopefully it won't be as long as these, or maybe longer, maybe shorter, depending on if I have interviews for you guys on that topic or whatever else we might have for you, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. I'm trying to develop a few seminars, courses, and programs in the future, not right now. I just wanted to let you know what my intention was, either online or offline. We'll see what works, but I'm in the development stages. It feels like I've been stuck in the research and development stage for years. But alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, I'm getting a few tractions here and there. But in any case, I hope that you guys found value in this YouTube channel and what I'm delivering for you guys today about the Family Fridays. I really want to know what you took away from this Family Friday, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Leave it on the comment below and let me know what you think. And if you've liked this video, please press the like button and make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel and make sure you press the bell button to be notified. Otherwise, YouTube will not notify you. What else? Go to Ridwanullah.com. You'll see it on the link below. And that is the personal and professional website that I use to post all of this content, the articles, everything else that I do on there. And you would see the khutbah wisdoms on there as well, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, as well as other tools, strategies, and techniques to help you maximize your life in this dunya and in the akhirah by the grace, will, and for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. With that being said, I'll repeat it again. Never give up on maximizing your life in this dunya and in the akhirah by the grace, will, and for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik wa ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.